So little Johnny's teacher, she's making her rounds one day, and she happens to see little Johnny making faces at another student out of the corner of her eye. So she goes up and she says, "Hey, Johnny," kind of perturbed. She's like, "When I was a little girl, I was told if I made faces at the other students, if the wind changed, my face could freeze that way." And little Johnny looked up to the teacher and said, "Well, you can't say you wasn't warned." So little Johnny got a new teacher in his class, right? And the teacher, she was ready to use all that knowledge she had learned in school, especially psychology. She had learned a lot about reverse psychology and how it worked. So she walked into the classroom and she says, "Hey, anyone who thinks they're stupid, I want you to stand up." Nobody stood up. And then slowly, Johnny, he went ahead and stood up. And the teacher said, "Johnny, why did you stand up? Do you think you're stupid?" And Johnny said, "Oh, no, I don't think I'm stupid." He said, "I just didn't like seeing you standing there all by yourself." So little Johnny, right, he's struggling in school. And one day, to the teacher's surprise, he gets up and he makes an announcement. He says, "Hey, teacher, look, I don't want to scare you, but my dad said if my grades don't improve, somebody's getting a spanking." So little Johnny was in class, and his teacher, she was, giving a lecture. And little Johnny was talking back and forth with one of his friends. And the teacher, started to get a little upset. And she says, "Hey, do you know what we call someone who keeps talking when nobody's interested?" And Johnny looks up and he said, "I sure do, miss. We call her a teacher." So little Johnny's in Sunday school, and the Sunday school teacher asks, "Hey, does everybody say their prayers before dinner?" And everybody, raises their hand and says yes, except for Johnny. And, Johnny doesn't. And the Sunday school teacher says, "Johnny, you don't say your prayers before dinner?" And Johnny says, "Oh, no." And the Sunday school teacher says, "Well, why not?" And Johnny looked up and said, "Oh, well, my mom's a pretty good cook." So little Johnny, he's sitting in school, and his teacher notices that his socks don't match. He's got a red sock on and he's got a green sock on. And the teacher says, "Hey, Johnny." And he's like, "Yes." And she says, "Did you know you have on one red sock and one green sock?" And Johnny said, "Yeah, it's very strange. I've got another pair just like it at home."